my fellow Americans. This is former President Barack Hussein Obama, and you're listening to the Mad Titan Podcast. Please be sure to support this young brother from Chicago, Jay Washington, because he's a funny bastard. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
Titans, go!
What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's episode 61 of the Mad Titan Podcast. Listen to Mr. Jay Washington. What's happening, people? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Of course, as always, I start off each and every week as we do during this global pandemic. Hope that you are staying healthy, safe, and sane, especially as sane as possible with the events of the past couple of weeks. My thoughts and prayers are currently out to the people of Minneapolis who are fighting back, for lack of better words. I won't get full in depth into that on this. If you watched my live stream a couple days ago on YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80, you pretty much know exactly everything I'm talking about and why my feelings are the way that they are. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. Shit's been good, as you can tell. I mean, overall, I'm moving and shaking, for lack of better words. I'm trying to make things happen, and I'm being held hostage here for those who are watching. I'm being held hostage. I was going to do this alone, but I was told that you must bring me upon your show again. And I was like, sir, you can't do this. We're in days of highly racial tension. And I was like, for those who can't see it, I wish you could see his face right now. But those who are watching on the YouTube, I appreciate you. I got my brother BC, the Jersey Jackass. What's happening, fam?
You're just gonna put me in like that? That is, God, my damn dude.
For anybody who knows us, and anybody who knows us knows this ain't. Anybody who knows this podcast know this ain't shit new. Like, you know, already know what it is.
My dude,
You know, you're my bro.
Yo, you ain't fucking lying though. It has been, not only has it just been a bad year, it's been a pretty bad couple weeks, especially for us.
Yes.
It's just not, things are just not good.
There's no other way to really say it. Like, things are just not good.
You ain't lying, man. Fuck, it's the end of days out there, bro. It's the end of days.
You know what? I really was pushing back against people who were calling this the apocalypse when everything was first happening, with the whole quarantines and everything, the situation with COVID. And I was like, yo, stop calling this the apocalypse, because this is the apocalypse. A lot of you bitches wouldn't make it. And the way things have been transpiring, the way the current set of events are going, I just don't know anymore. I do know that I'm gonna go get my bow and arrow for real, because you can shoot a nigga with an arrow and they can't trace it.
I don't know if that's true. Like,
how can they trace the arrow?
Because you probably have fingerprints on the arrows.
If you wearing gloves, how can you trace the arrow?
Touche.
How can you trace the arrow? You can't trace an arrow. Like, yo, I mean, you can't just say it looked weird. That was a thick black dude on a roof just sniping. Just sniping niggas like Robin Hood.
Yeah, he ate the green arrow. Oh, that's the thick black arrow.
That's a thick arrow. Like, what? That's thickums right there. His brother's built in his shoulders.
Thick and hood.
Thick in the hood. Right. Yup. You said it best. Thick and hood. Oh man.
Shit.
But how overall have you been though?
Good, man. Staying busy. I've been trekking into a new world of Star Trek.
Okay, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it for anybody gets mad. Oh, what's wrong with Star Trek? None. That's just weird.
I've never watched any of the shows, so I've been going through and watching them, and I've now gotten through. I'm going chronologically, so I've gotten through Enterprise, and I've started Discovery. And Enterprise was fun and campy, and what I thought Star Trek would be. Discovery is weird as shit.
This is what's happening. This is happening.
It's an adventure. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad to have you on here, man. I'm glad you're doing something new. I literally just recently watched 2 whole years worth of Digimon real quick. The first 2 seasons, people forget seasons of TV shows back in the day were 52 episodes. That's a year.
Yep.
I watched 104 episodes of Digimon. Well, it's easy because it's only 20 minutes an episode. 20,
yeah.
So it's like 20 minutes an episode. So it's relatively easy, but it's also like, I remember watching all this, but I kept watching, literally sitting there like, oh shit, I got to see what's going to happen next. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen because I'd already seen it. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, for those who are new here to the podcast, what I do is get you caught up on everything that's happening in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. It is barbershop talk for nerds. So you are in this conversation, all right? We're going to be real here. A lot of shit's going to be real. I'm going to keep things A100. If you're sensitive and getting your feelings real quick, this is not the place for you. I'm letting you know right now. I always come real from the heart. I never go blatantly disrespectful unless I feel like I need to. But other than that, we're going to have a good time. It's pretty normal, right? And we're going to kick it off with my Marvel. Pretty goddamn normal. We're going to kick it off with my Marvel news. And in Marvel news of the day, so Simon Kinberg, director of X-Men, What the Phoenix. You see I'm calling What the Phoenix. He did a sit down with IGN. And during his talk with IGN, he brought up a lot of things that were supposed to happen. And one of the biggest things is that Mr. Sinister was supposed to be in Gambit. Now, as we all know, Gambit was stuck in developmental hell. It went through 3 different directors, okay, and scripts. And I still say to this day, the reason Gambit never took off is because Channing Tatum was a curse to that role. Now, he has said that because of everything that happened, of course, the acquisition of Disney and the way the X-Men universe is basically unfolded, we were going to see Mr. Sinister in X-Men in Gambit, excuse me. And we know this because of what the post-credit scene was in X-Men Apocalypse. Should I say X-Men Ivan Ooze? So basically, he said, remember, he said, you see the Essex Corp tag on the briefcase. He said, this is what he said. This is exactly Kinberg's quote. We had a tease of it at the end of Apocalypse. The Essex Corp is something that you see in a tag at the end of Apocalypse. We had talked about doing something with him, and I won't get into the specifics of it since it's no longer a 20th Century Fox property, and now it's part of the MCU. I have no idea what the plan is, but Mr. Sinister was going to be a part of the Gambit movie starring Channing Tatum. What are your thoughts on that?
It does suck. I'm one of those X-Men apologists. I actually really enjoyed, for the most part, all the X-Men movies.
Did you say an X-Men apologist? Because I forgot, you say apocalypse and an apologist, and I was like, they pretty much go hand in hand. They pretty much go hand in hand.
I enjoyed most of them for the majority of them up until, Apocalypse, or Ivan Ooze, as you like to put it, I agree, not a good movie. And Dark Phoenix, the less said, the better, because that was just abomination. But, man, I was really looking forward to Channing Tatum as Gambit, because originally he was supposed to be Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Mm-hmm. And then, unfortunately,
was it like scheduling issues?
Paramount was like, no, you can't, because we need you to come back and film some more for G.I. Joe 2. Because it's really important to have you so that we can kill you in the first scene.
Fuck? Hey, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny, real quick, hold that thought. Isn't it funny that Paramount has been the reason that certain things have screwed up in comic book movies? And I just know of 2 as of right now because you bring that up. Channing Tatum supposed to be in X-Men Origins and Henry Cavill's mustache.
Yeah.
Never forget, Paramount is the reason for the mustache situation. He had the mustache for Mission Impossible Fallout. They were like, no, he can't cut it, when they could have easily had another one made to replace it.
Exactly. Facts.
But yeah, go ahead.
So, and you know, I always thought that the Essex Corps was going to have something to do with Logan, and then Logan comes out, and that obviously no connection to it at all. So I was like, okay, I wonder what that was even for. And now to find out that it was for Gambit is very interesting. Because I think that could have been a good foil for Gambit, but we had heard such a different take on Gambit.
Yeah,
I heard it would be like a heist movie or something.
It was a heist movie. It was almost a star-crossed lovers because it was going to be based upon the Guild of Assassins versus the Guild of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
So Gambit's a member of the Guild of Thieves.
Yeah,
and they were going to do Belladonna. Everything. They were going to do his story. So it's kind of like, how does Mr. Sinister apply to that unless he's again another post-credit scene?
Yeah, because it seems like one of those, like, this is a like Logan was, where like this is an X-Men movie, but we're gonna shy away from way too much of the too much comic book in it, and we're gonna make it more of a kind of, like you said, a star-crossed lovers heist kind of film. But if you're gonna put Sinister in there, you're going full comic book. Like, there ain't no way to not go.
I mean, there's no way you're Nathan Essex and not being Sinister is Dracula made in a lab. He's Dracula with powers, made in a lab. So I mean, I don't, I guess. Now, speaking of Simon Kinberg and his interview with IGN, because we just talked about it. X-Men, What the Phoenix? A lot of people. So, okay, let's just do this. Let's just say it this way. Since last week, since Warner Media and Warner Brothers and HBO Max all announced that you're getting the Snyder Cut, you know what I said before? Let me just stay with me. Stay with me. There have been so many fans, and this is why we've said fandoms can be the worst, that have been clamoring for every version of a director's cut now that seems it can happen. As of right now, they are literally hounding David Ayer for a Suicide Squad director's cut. Now, if you were looking for a director's cut of Dark Phoenix, shit ain't happening. It ain't happening. There is no director's cut.
Yeah, you give me a hot check, bro. I was like, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Because me and Rob was laughing last night. I was like, the precedent that the Snyder Cut has set is not a good thing.
I've been saying it for the longest.
Because don't get me wrong, am I excited to see what this Snyder Cut is? Yeah, I kind of am. But I'm not excited for hashtag release the Ayer cut. I'm not excited for hashtag release the Lord and Miller solo cut. I'm not excited for hashtag release the whatever suck a dick stupid dog shit cut. I'm not
what
excited.
What type of freaky ass porn are you talking about?
I'm just saying. I don't want this to become the new thing,
And that's what it seems like it's becoming. That's literally what it feels like it's becoming. It's becoming this thing now where I don't think fans of films understand. I think they're just so busy trying to say with the art level behind it. And I get it. And I understand. So, like, I've been having so many people arguing, well, a director's vision should be seen. I'm like, yo, do you not understand? You did see somewhat of a director's vision in the theatrical cut, but because no matter what, the movie studio, no matter which studio it is, has the final say so. And people, why is my camera twisted a little? Let me go. There we go. And the movie studio has the final say so. Now, I know people are using this. Well, they had Josh Whedon just completely destroy Snyder's vision. No, what you don't get is Snyder was brought in to execute Warner Brothers' vision. Yes, he has his own plan, but at the end of the day, Warner Brothers has a plan. And so because of what Man of Steel and BVS were, they didn't want to go that direction with Justice League. Now, going back to Dark Phoenix, this is what... So... He was asked, Simon Kinberg was asked if whether his original vision for his final X-Men film was something we could say is, which we could say we see it's no secret because it's underwent some major changes, right, during reshoots. He said it's unlikely to happen. He's explained that the main problem was taking a 2-part idea and cranking it into one movie. So here's Kinberg's thoughts. Okay, you ready, B?
No.
Okay, well, listen. The movie they released was ultimately my vision for the film. That vision did change over the span of making the movie. There are other scenes we shot, just as there are a lot of other scenes in Days of Future Past that we shot and didn't end up using. There were scenes we shot for that film and an ending that was quite different than the ending that was in the theatrical release. To release a Kinberg cut, it would be just like we spliced those scenes back in because those scenes were never completed because of visual effects and sound. All of the technical aspects that were going into completing the film of this scale, it would take a whole lot of work, but I appreciate the support. Don't that sound like something, man?
Number one sounds a lot like Justice League. It looks like there was stuff.
I'm glad you said it before I said it.
It's just not finished. It was never finished. There was some stuff, things changed. We shot it, but then things changed and it wasn't ever finished. So it would take 20 to 30 million to finish it.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a moment because I got some stuff on that.
Two.
Okay.
It sounds like he's making things up because I don't think anybody is out there going release the Kinberg cut of Dark fucking Phoenix. Anyone in their right mind would never want anything more to do with Dark Phoenix. And this is coming from an X-Men apologist.
Yeah, well, I hope people never start saying release the Kinberg cut because no matter what, let me tell you something, you can't change that movie with some extra scenes. You know why? Because the acting is terrible in that movie.
Everything's terrible.
Everything is terrible in this movie. The nigga that's the mutant with dreadlocks and that's his ability, let us never forget this. Okay? Cut the shit, Charles. Like, come on, fam. Like, excuse me. It's so much to this. It's like, look, this is done. I'm mad that we still have to wait on New Mutants at this point, which I really, as much as I say that Channing Tatum is a curse to Gambit, I will consistently and continually say the phrase, the New Mutants in theaters is a curse.
New Mutants is just a plague on society. Like, I believe that's what's actually caused everything in 2020 is they keep giving New Mutants a release date. And so, God just keeps going, oh, yeah, well, boom. Oh, yeah, well, boom. You're not seeing new fucking mutants.
A lot of people are like, yo, just let the movie come out at this point when it comes to New Mutants. And I'm like, here's the problem. Nobody's going to look the same. I keep telling everybody, by the time New Mutants comes out, Maisie Williams is going to be grown, married with children. She's going to bring her kids to the premiere talking about, so this is the movie Mommy did when she was like 14. Mommy was 14. But yeah, I don't think anybody is screaming release. Let it go. I think I'll save my let it go thoughts for another moment. So Jackpot, I talked about it. The Spider-Man spinoff Jackpot is coming out, right? Mark Guggenheim has been tapped to write it. And supposedly this has been in development for the past 2 years. Now, you and I talked about this, B. I've talked about this here before as well. Sony has already said, to hell with what y'all think. We doing our Spider-Verse. Spider-Man is successful. We don't really need Marvel. We can do this on our own, i.e. Venom.
Our favorite movie.
Venom 2, that's happening.
Release
Morbius.
the Fleischer cut.
Yo, man, I want to thank you for having you on the show. Thank you for being on the show with me, man. It's time to let you go. I think I can finish the rest of this shit without you.
Nah, because I have questions we got to get to later.
So yeah, but when Silver and Black were things, when they became individual movies back in 2018, there was also a mention of Jackpot being in development. Now, of course, nobody took notice of that. None of us did because it was just like, all right, they just throwing shit at the wall and sees what it sticks. But according to Mark Guggenheim, this is what he said. It's a little deceptive. I've been working on Jackpot for 2 years now. Wow. And he said this. He said when he was, when the news just dropped that he was penning the script. He said, with that in mind, it seems likely. He didn't say this. With that in mind, though, it does seem likely that it's already finished. And the only reason we got the news that he was writing it is because they're in pre-production. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, having talked to Mark, I know he was working on a lot of different things he couldn't tell people about. That seems Jackpot was one of them. And I could see them already having this locked down, and pre-production is more than likely just the casting phases. I would not be surprised if we have a Jackpot already.
It's interesting to me because Sony's doing, okay, look, we got our favorite movie, Venom. But Sony's also like, hey, this one's coming, this one's coming, this one's coming. Now this one's coming. They just keep throwing out the movies that they're making, and then, oh, hey, no, we're not doing this one or this one. We're putting them together. The Silver and Black Cat, they're not separate movies. Now they're together. Oh, now they're separate movies again. And it's just I think it's one of those things, yo, shut up, stop talking, get it moving, and then tell us what you're doing.
I think what it is with that is you have to make some announcements. Like the difference, I know Warner Brothers was doing that at a point too, so I won't exclude them. And the reason I only bring those two, Warner Brothers and Sony, is because Disney wasn't doing it. And the reason I say that, for people who keep going, well, you just a Marvel stan, you just a Disney fan, that's all you do. No, y'all know me. I talk about everybody. I give everybody the same thing. The thing is, Disney, when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, any movie that they've announced is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like there have been numerous photoshopped and false slates that have circulated the internet. We both know that.
Yeah.
But anything that's official, Marvel has done it. Marvel can tell you a movie is coming out 4 years from now. Guess what? That movie is coming out 4 years from now.
The only exception was Inhumans.
The only exception was Inhumans, and we see why. I mean, can you be surprised?
Inhumans is still the only Marvel property I have never finished.
And you are a smart man for doing so. Yeah. Because that was supposed to happen. But when somebody had the bright idea, like, yo, let's get Scott Buck to do this. We got him signed on later to do Iron Fist. Let's get Scott Buck to do this. We're going to drop the premiere. We're going to drop it instead of doing a movie. Let's do it as a series. So as a show, so we can give people so much more. And we're going to drop the first 2 episodes in IMAX, or the first episode in IMAX. And people had to pay $20 to see this. And it's going to be wonderful. People are going to come out to theaters loving it. And then BC,
we came out the theaters going, that was fucking trash. Because you know what? I paid $20 to see it. And I said, you know what? Y'all, okay. Y'all got me. Y'all took me for some money, but I'm not watching the rest of your show because of it, you pieces of shit.
I know so many people who were like, oh, this is all of the bullshit. And I watched it and I said, God, I'm going to watch this first episode. It can't be all that bad. And I was like, oh, it is, Lord. I said, listen, God, I made a promise to myself and my fans that I would not just give up on something after 1 episode. I would not do it. So I will go to 2, Jesus. And I watched 2. And I was like, the fuck? Then I went to the 3rd one. And I was like, man, ain't I scheduled to almost die sometime soon? And it didn't happen.
you got further than me.
Yeah, and so it was just here, but back to Sony, I think they are laying out the foundation. You got Venom, Let There Be Carnage. You got Morbius. There's been talk about Silver and Black, however they choose to do it. Kraven the Hunter, and Madam Web's movie. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, Sony is building their Spider-Verse. We've said this before, you and I together on here, and I've said it numerous times as well. Tom Holland was never meant to stay as Spider-Man in the MCU forever. It was never meant. It was never meant. So for anybody who may think that, you literally are setting yourself up for epic failure. It was never meant. But Madam Web in itself opens up a real big realm of possibility, because Madam Web is the key to Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I think that's a big telling point, and Morbius is a big telling point.
Why Morbius?
Because we're going to be able to see what they're doing with Michael Keaton as well. Because Michael Keaton.
Oh, we already know that Sinister Six thing is happening.
Yeah, I know, but that's a real big MCU tie-in to bring in Michael Keaton too. You're like, oh, now you're taking a villain that Marvel casted, and you're putting him in your movie. So that's.
But see, here's the problem. Can you say that Marvel cast him? Because remember, we have not seen Adrian Toomes, who is a Spider-Man villain. We have not seen Adrian Toomes. Granted, it was only one movie outside, though, of we haven't seen him outside of Homecoming.
That's true.
So you can't say that Marvel cast him. You can say Marvel made the announcement.
But that still says that version of Toomes is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So. And that's not saying, okay, this is a parallel little, okay, he's still the same person, just on another line, you know what I'm saying? So you could take Spider-Man out, put him back in there, and Toomes was just the same in this world, except maybe a little meaner. Who knows? Well,
I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think we're going to different, even though we've opened that door.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Far From Home officially opened that door. I don't think we're going to go the multiverse route in Marvel just yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if they wanted now. If again, I might be playing a guessing game. So
I don't think they'll go that route in Marvel, but like you said, with Madam Web in the Sony spot of it, they might be going that route. They might go, oh, we plucked him out of one universe and now he's here in this universe.
I would not be surprised. Again, I really believe that Michael Keaton. I can't remember my homeboy's name. Michael. What's his name? What's his name? Dude that's the Scorpion eventually. Matt Gargan. Yeah. The dude is Matt Gargan. So you got Michael Keaton, Matt Gargan. You got Michael Morbius. You have the Shocker in Bokeem Woodbine's character because he's not dead.
No.
So you potentially are going a different iteration of the Sinister Six.
I don't think Fishhead's dead yet either.
Oh yeah, and then Mysterio. That's another.
Yeah, I doubt Mysterio's dead.
And Mysterio as well. So that's 5.
Yeah.
Now you're again. A lot of people, of course, want a Norman Osborn. Let Norman Osborn go.
Let him rest.
Let him rest for a minute. That it's similar to when people you have to always do the main villain, the biggest antagonist, always first and foremost. You don't. But I think they're doing this. And then again, going back to my whole Secret Wars thing, Sony builds up their Spider-Verse. While they're building up their Spider-Verse, we forget over in the MCU. Yeah. You might, again, remember the last Spider-Man MCU appearance that is contractually obligated is the 3rd Spider-Man movie.
No, I thought he had one more. Just an appearance, not a movie, but an appearance.
Okay, so one more appearance.
Yeah.
We don't know what that could be.
Exactly.
Because we're not getting a team up in phase 4.
For a while.
Right. And I've been telling people for the longest after Endgame, I say, it might be at least 6 to 7 years, it probably at the most, that before you get another Avengers type movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's supposed to be the conduit, Spider-Man, when it comes to Carol Danvers to set up the next Avengers team.
Yeah.
So you're not getting that till at least after Captain Marvel 2. And again, you still got to wait. Yeah, because Captain Marvel 2 is in 2 years. You still got to do all of phase 5. That's pretty much a phase 6 announcement.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be surprised at saying all that is if he does his last appearance, which might be Captain Marvel 2 more than likely. Because they've already set up the relationship between the two of them, the interaction.
Yeah.
That's his last MCU appearance for the moment. And then behind closed doors, they are setting up another deal to do an even bigger thing than before, and it's Secret Wars.
It's a good thought. I didn't even think about that, but that is a very, very good idea.
Yeah, because now we've already set up the Skrulls. You only bring the Skrulls in 1995 to set up, what is it, 95 or 93?
Somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah.
90s.
It's in the 90s. You bring in the Skrulls to eventually set up, guess what? the Super Scrolls. The Super Scrolls, Madam Web, all of them are a part of the Secret Wars invasions.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it comes to fruition on that. And yeah, your boy just went deep on you. That's what we do. I get you caught up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I bring a jackass with me to do it. I didn't mean that in a positive way either.
No one ever does.
So on my last bit of Marvel news, now we know that Loki, Tom Hiddleston, is reprising his role as the God of Mischief for a Disney Plus series, right? Expect to be 6 episodes. Well, Loki season 2 may have already been confirmed by Marvel Studios and Disney Plus. Yeah.
I like that.
So here's how. This is what happened. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star Clark Gregg, Phil Coulson, he revealed how many episodes Tom Hiddleston has signed up for. Now, while he was promoting the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which dropped yesterday, I didn't get a chance to see it. So unfortunately, I won't be talking about it on this week. I might start doing the reviews back of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel for that.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. dropped?
Yeah, last night.
And there wasn't no promotion for that shit.
Sure the hell. Well, listen, man. I mean, there's not a lot of promotion for a lot of things in this current day and age in which we're in, bro. Like, let's just be real with each other.
Facts.
Like, everything is not just like, hey, this is coming.
Yeah, but I would have thought I would have seen one commercial, a tweet, something.
So, while he was promoting the show, though, this is what Clark Gregg said. Quote, I'd be lying if I didn't say, boy, that would be really interesting to start the experiment over. Doing 10 episodes or 12 episodes the way Tom Hiddleston told me he was doing on Loki with that kind of budget and that Marvel Cinematic production team. Now, if Hiddleston told Greg this, that he's filming 12 episodes and they already told us that Loki was only going to be 6, right? That means he shot 2 seasons back to back.
Oh.
Or he's shooting 2 seasons back to back. But if that be the case, it could change the fact that there was news and there was rumors that MCU was getting a permanent female Loki. Now we might have 2 Lokis then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we might have another Loki, a female Loki running around while you have the regular Loki, and the female Loki eventually applies to Jane Foster, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, yeah, because they are doing a lot to make sure that these shows do actually link into the movies. You know,
these shows are definitely a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
because we know WandaVision is going to set up Doctor Strange too.
Yes, yeah.
So if you take this, you could use this Loki series to help usher in and set up Love and Thunder. That would not be a bad idea. It's a very interesting thought process. However,
as soon as you give me props on some shit, you like. However, though,
but it could also be, we filmed 12 episodes. Loki filmed 12 episodes, and then there was a little bit of a backlash to The Mandalorian only being 20 to 30 minutes long, and they go, "Yeah, we filmed 12 30-minute episodes." Oh man, you know what? Some people really didn't like that. Hey, let's kind of put those together and make 6-hour-long episodes.
2 different production companies within the brand.
True, but
2 different production companies.
But someone could see it and go, "Well, I think we can." Maybe I'm just spitballing here. Is that an idea? It could happen. I don't fucking know. Flip a coin. Who knows? But
don't ever use that idea again.
It could be. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry, I'm yawning because it is early as shit for the both of us.
Yeah, facts. The fact that I haven't passed out yet is pretty.
Man, I've been yawning like a bitch while we were doing this. So that's all the Marvel news I have for this week. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? So this is time for the DC news. Here's where people who've been in the comments was like, "Oh, Jace was so salty about talking about the Snyder Cut, and I love it. He's just so angry and so upset." And yes, I am. Because like I said, I'm not upset about the movie. I'm upset about the precedent that it sets. I'm very upset about that. Fans always believe they should get what they want. That is not the case. Never has been. Fan service is okay to a point. This ain't fan service. Again, this ain't, people keep thinking, yeah, they listen to the fans. They didn't listen to y'all. I'm going to say this before I go any further. They didn't listen to y'all. I said it on the Patreon if you should be a member of the Supervillain Squad. They didn't listen to the fans. You want to know why the Snyder Cut is happening? BC, I'm not sure you'd heard this, but here's why the Snyder Cut is happening. Warner Media did not have enough pre-sales for HBO Max to hit this target number that they thought they were going to hit. If you notice, they only announced that the Snyder Cut was happening 1 week before HBO Max launched. This is to get new subscriptions. This is not to care about you. They can sit there and say all they want, oh, this was in talks for a while now. This shit was never happening. You all were getting ignored. If HBO Max had hit that number, doesn't matter. Now, I'll go to this one first. This is a story. So they're doing this, and you brought it up earlier, B. They said it's 20 to 30 million, right? 20, 30 million. Right, BC?
Yep.
20, 30 million. Okay. So here's what I want y'all to know. It is actually going to cost more than $30 million to finish that movie.
Ugh.
I'm pulling up the art. I just had it. I thought I had it set in the notes.
I don't understand that.
It makes
why sink more money into this when it didn't even hit its numbers to begin with? So why sink more money into it? That's the part that I don't understand. That's the part that I always thought. You get it?
It makes zero sense. Also, no original stars are reshooting any scenes. So
they're voicing over though, right? I've heard they're doing some audio.
They might. Okay, everybody does ADR. That's a given. That's nothing new. Just so anybody can wonder. No one. People always do voiceovers, so that's nothing new. But it's being said that this is going to cost them way more than $30 million to finish. Do you not realize that's a problem? This is from the Warner Media chairman. Go ahead. What were you saying?
But does that get you that much more money? Does that help them by putting it on, sinking money into this and putting it onto HBO Max?
So let me go into that. So Warner Media chairman Bob Greenblatt, he was on the latest episode of Recode Media, and he said, so host Peter Kafka asked that he heard it cost around $30 million, and Greenblatt responded, I wish it was just $30 million. We had to go to the unions to get things clear with them about what we're doing. Is the Snyder Cut a new movie or is it a recut? There's a lot of complexity that the fan community doesn't know about. You are asking them to fully edit a new movie.
Yeah.
And when I say a new movie, I mean the scenes that are already done, because they're not taking any of those scenes out. Just so you know. That's the movie.
Yeah.
The dialogue may change a little, but the scenes that are shot in the movie, it's called a director's cut for a reason. That means that there's scenes that are just out.
Yeah.
You're going to get those extra scenes in. For them to have to finish all those scenes, bring in cast, bring in people, that's costing way more than $30 million. They are only doing this in the hopes of recouping all that money and then some on HBO Max. This isn't about the fans. This isn't about listening to fans and their hashtag and their whining and bitching on Twitter and Instagram and all that. This ain't about you. This is about the company making money. And if you think they gave a shit, because here's the thing, ain't no plans for a sequel happening. None. Ain't no spinoffs happening. They've already said it. This shit is done.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is another story. He's in talks. In talks.
The man from U.N.C.L.E.
The man from U.N.C.L.E. is in talks to return as the man from Man of Steel. I had the greatest headline ever.
That was so good. I lost my...
So Henry Cavill's in talks to return as Superman. This isn't for Man of Steel 2. This isn't for Justice League 2. It's for cameos as of now. You know what's the main cameo he gonna show up in? Shazam 2. Why? Because you only got the suit. He's gonna actually show up in Shazam 2. Will he show up in Black Adam? Possibly.
You need him because Shazam, and you need Shazam and Superman to face The Rock. But
no, I get that. Yeah, whatever. I just feel like I said I get that. They had to say whatever because I realized how you said it, and I was like. Speaking of which, did you know the other day I was really close to dropping 300 on a pair of headphones?
Bro, they're incredible.
But it wasn't the Rocks though. It was from some good beats. It was some beats by Dre because like
those are incredible too.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the wireless ones, the ones I can plug in to charge and then take out and be wireless so I can work out. Well, you know what? The same damn thing. Can you still hear if you take the cord out?
I just plug them in because it makes it for recording a little easier.
Gotcha. Yeah. But yeah, what were you gonna say now?
See, the thing about the Snyder Cut, I like it. It works. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see it because I'm curious about it. And I do think that I give fans a little bit more credit because I don't think they would have gone ahead and said, all right, well, let's go ahead and put this money into the Snyder Cut if it weren't for so much of the fans being like, we want to see this. So now they're going, all right, so if we do this, we can get them to get their 7-day free trials. And then maybe some of them will keep it.
But see, that's the problem behind it. Yeah, you can subscribe, but if you only subscribe for a moment and then drop it, you don't pay for it. You don't make the revenue. Yeah. On top of that, people start sharing passwords, which, as we know, always happens. Happening with Disney Plus, happening with HBO Max already. So
Disney said that we found a way to make sure you can't do that. You lied, sir.
You lied, sir. You lied. I'm telling you something. There's 7 accounts on the one that I'm using. But 7 of them. I was like, okay. I was like, should I make my own? I was like, I'll just use somebody else's.
But here's what I'm excited for, because I started scanning through HBO Max, and they need the Snyder Cut because they don't have a lot on HBO Max at all.
So that's another thing. You brought out this platform, the streaming platform, to try to compete with Disney Plus, compete with Peacock whenever the fuck it drops, compete with Amazon and Hulu and Netflix, and you don't have your major selling point for the HBO Max. You know what the major selling point was? Friends. And the hope, because HBO Max would have done well had coronavirus, COVID-19 not happened. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, because of what we just mentioned was the jump off point for them, they were going to do a Friends reunion. Mm-hmm. And it was only going to be available on HBO Max. Well, you can't do a Friends reunion when you can't put a bunch of people sitting in the same room together, 6 feet apart, looking real fucking awkward.
It's because me, the
my throat hurting and I hate it. It's because my allergies. Like I got this post-nasal drip shit happening, and it's like, ugh. Go ahead.
That's just gross.
It is. It's very disgusting.
The selling point for me for HBO Max was actually like Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera. I was really excited. I'm like, oh shit, fucking Flintstones gonna be on there, Jetsons, Looney Tunes, Space Ghost, all that. And then I get it, and I'm like, okay, we got Looney Tunes, we got Flintstones, Jetsons. I got Space Ghost Coast to Coast. But none of the other Hanna-Barbera stuff's there. There's a little Yogi Bear, there's a little Scooby-Doo, but ain't no Birdman, ain't no Blue Falcon. Birdman! Ain't no Captain Caveman, nothing.
Ain't no Captain?
No Captain Caveman. So I was like, I just thought I was going to have some more stuff I can just kind of throw on. I guess not. I guess we're just watch a bunch of white people have coffee in Central Park. All right.
Man, I was finna say something because white people with coffee in Central Park, and hey, in lieu of current situations, in light of current situations that have happened, but also Crunchyroll was a big thing for people as well as Rooster Teeth. These were,
you know Matt, right?
Yeah,
Matt has the actual Crunchyroll, And Matt's like, I have the actual Crusher, and it is a lot cheaper than HBO Max, and it gives me way much more than the HBO Max does.
So these were supposed to be their selling points, but again, their main selling point was Friends. And the Friends, because when Friends got taken off Netflix, for some reason, people just lost their mind, which again, I never knew that Friends on Netflix was a big deal until they took it off and people were going just taking to the streets of Twitter. How dare you remove Friends?
Release the Friends cut.
Really?
Thank, bro.
Really, bitch. Really, bitch. Really, bitch. Really, bitch.
Really, bitch. Really, bitch.
So, all of this, everybody's like, yo, Henry Cavill's coming back and he's going to be Superman. We're going to get Man of Steel too. No. Again, I keep telling people, if Henry Cavill's coming back, it's to do a few scenes. There are no, it's appearances. This isn't movies. It's appearances.
I think for all intents and purposes, Shazam is our Superman from now on.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Shazam and if Henry Cavill is come back, it's gonna be, yo, this is what you need to do to be Superman. All right, this is how you need to protect the world from here on. I'm gonna go look for Krypton now. Goodbye. You'll never see me again.
No, it's called I'm gonna go fuck Lois, make babies, and cry in the tub.
All right, yeah, it works too.
Remember, he was crying in the bathtub with Lois. I don't want people to like me. And Batman v Superman. I don't want people to like me, Lois.
I forget I blocked that movie out.
So I need everybody to really understand what this is. And again, back to the precedent in which it's setting. This is not a good thing. Somebody tried to tweet me and tried to argue with me and said, well, a director's vision should be seen, an artist's vision should be seen. They should allow their idea and their vision to be seen to the world. When you sign on as a director to a film, I don't give a fuck what studio it is, especially if it's a major studio. You do realize that your job is to take your vision and align it with their vision. No matter what. At the end of the day.
And this is what I understand people don't see. This is not an indie house art film.
Nope.
These motherfuckers are GoFunding by their damn self. This is a motherfucking blockbuster, big budget superhero studio overlord film. All right? Shut the fuck up and do what they tell you to do.
Why do you think Ava DuVernay didn't want to do Black Panther? Yes, she's doing New Gods now. But New Gods is now a part of that very brand new direction that DC is taking their universe.
Well, I thought Ava DuVernay left Thor 2.
No, she left.
Who left Thor 2?
I don't know. I know Patty Jenkins originally supposed to do
Patty
Thor.
Jenkins, that's who it was.
Supposed to do Thor.
Yeah,
not Thor.
I thought she was doing Thor 2.
No, Thor 2. Yeah, Thor 2. I keep thinking my brain keeps going Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm sorry. Yeah, Thor. She's supposed to do Thor: The Dark World.
Okay, yeah. I didn't remember Ava was gonna do Black Panther.
Ava was supposed to. They had an original director before Ava. He didn't do it. They gave it to Ava. Ava heard how they wanted. Again, Marvel has a blueprint. Ava had a big idea for Black Panther, which is understandable. You're gonna have, but again, you're coming into a machine.
Yes,
you're coming into something that's already been set. These things have to go this way. If you can't do it, we can get another director. So Ava passed it on to Ryan.
Release the Ava cut.
Shut the fuck up. She never even did anything.
So release the Edgar Wright cut.
A lot of people may start on that one. Did he ever
start? No, he didn't do shit.
He didn't do shit either. Like people,
I'm just gonna start like random hashtags now.
The directors that didn't
release the Jay Washington cut. I want the Jay cut.
Let me tell you something. Jay cut is not a cut that everybody can see. That's for my OnlyFans,
bruh.
Hey, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans, bro. It's times are tough. Let me tell you something.
Look, man, you got to just focus on them traps. You're gonna be good, dog. Don't worry about it.
Let me tell you something. If you want to get in my Jay Washington OnlyFans, you want jokes and laughs, that's my Patreon. You want dick and me eating pussy, that's an OnlyFans. I'm finna be showing. I'm finna be giving pussy eating 101 tips in my OnlyFans. So, ladies, yes, it's coming very soon.
Hey, make your money, dog. Make your money.
So, but
I'm not subscribing to that one. I'm sorry.
Okay, good. But again, Ava, like back to Ava DuVernay, though. Ava's doing New Gods, and granted, yes, they have a brand new direction. And so, with her not understanding what the New Gods are, who they are, to sit there and utilize Tom King, who wrote New Gods, now you can do what DC needs for this. You can pin the script together, and then, you know, as you keep having to do drafts and iterations of the script, because DC is like, well, what if we do this? What if we do that? Boom. You got to remember, when you sign, like BC said, when you sign on to a major studio, directors do not have the final say-so.
No. So
you get what you get. Y'all got to stop with that whole, because you're a cinephile. God, let me make sure for those who don't know what that word means, explain it. Because you're a quote-unquote diehard movie fan and you love the art of movies, the art of cinema. And yes, as an actor, I actually can understand that. But I also understand what comes. I understand business. I understand what comes with making a film. I understand how it does not always just end that we shot this, we did the reshoots, we're done. It's not the case. The studio is like, take that out. Don't do that. Reshoot that again. So that's what happens. And so everybody keep being like, oh, well, they completely bastardized Snyder's vision and Whedon, they did a whole new movie and Whedon rewrote a movie. They didn't rewrite a whole new movie. I don't know where the fuck y'all keep getting that from. Do you know what a rewrite is in many cases? Changing a line of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Changing what somebody said in this scene to saying something else. You're talking to a professional actor. This is exactly what that is. So people need to quit thinking that Joss Whedon went and did a whole new script of a movie. He took Zack Snyder's script and just shot it his way. He just shot it his way. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What you saying?
No. That you said it all. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly how it's going to be. And it's just, I'm excited to see it. I want to see this because
I'm gonna watch it.
Now it's going to finally, at least the release of Snyder Cut is finally going to shut up, and we won't have to hear that again.
No, won't. And here's the problem. Here's why I won't shut anybody up. Because now, again, this Henry Cavill edition, returning, quote unquote, to the DCEU or DC Film Universe, whatever they want to call it now, is not going to shut people up, because now, again, they're already clamoring for, we're going to get Man of Steel 2. Remember, he left Superman because he did not like the direction the character was going with Zack Snyder. He did not like that dark direction.
I just hope we don't get another rap.
Another what?
Oh, you didn't hear the release, the Snyder Cut rap?
From who?
Oh, Jay, do yourself. I'm gonna send it to you.
Hold on. Send it to you. Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Release the Snyder Cut rap. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Matter of fact, John Roca and Mark Ellis are in it.
Oh no! Hold
on. Whoever made it took clips of them talking about the Snyder Cut out of context and put videos of it in the music video for the release the Snyder Cut rap. Yep, there you go.
The anthem?
The anthem, yeah.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna play this live for y'all on the podcast, because I have to be me. And let me see. We probably gonna get an ad. Can you hear it?
I can hear it, and it's. I feel bad.
Makes two kinds of movies. They make movies by committee, and they make filmmaker movies. I'm really not interested in movies by committee. They suck. Best movies, my favorite movies are, where you can feel the personality of the director, and it's all about that. That's the only way you can do it. You can't put it before the committee, or
But you're a part of a block.
Screwed, they'll be like, you'll end up with like
it's out of context. Everything's out of context.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for the director, Zack Snyder! Imagine for an artist who pours his heart into his craft and hustle.
be his magnum opus. But there's an entity bent on greed that has control, and without regard to your genius, it goes back and omits almost half of your shit. They don't know about how much passion goes into a monument of cinematic gold. After going through all of this, once the public asked to have the masses show it, those masses chose to act as though in fact it don't exist, but we know that it's no myth. And so since Zach opposes the status quo, is crown an achievement, wound up receiving the lousiest treatment. Yo, and that's what has us so pissed. The time has come for you to join the front lines with us, fight for what you believe in, even when they try to front. And rise above, Zach has sacrificed enough, so we gon' riot unless they release the Snyder Cut.
Oh, fuck you! Oh no! I'm not listening to the rest of this shit!
I'm not, and I'm not kidding. Later on, they literally cut to Roca and Ellis talking from an episode of Movie Talk or whatever back in the day, where they're talking about the Snyder Cut, and it is taken out of context completely. But still, like it's a whole video. There's a whole thing. 4 or 5
shit,
minutes.
I know. I'm not watching this shit. Fuck.
So the Man of Steel is the next video, rap video. I'm glad I can make your day, Jay.
It's early in the morning as we're recording. This is 9:25 in the a.m. And you motherfucker, you motherfucker, you. I don't. Oh, fucking A, dog. Fucking A. Did you really?
You're welcome. You're welcome. I love sending you music videos. It makes me happy. It's almost as good as that Vanilla Ice one I sent you.
I understand what Snyder said about there are film house movies and cinema and committee movies. You signed on to do a committee movie.
A lot of committee movies.
A lot of committee movies. I don't think people... Yo, you can't be a director. I'm an artiste. I have a vision. I am going to do what I want. And then you want this $1 million ass pay? Man, fuck! Oh, woosah. So, speaking of the Snyder Cut, actor Ray Porter says that he is the person who portrays Darkseid in the Justice League film. And speaking of which, Zack Snyder released a photo of Darkseid. Now, okay, let me say this. I don't know if y'all think, I really believe in my heart, y'all think y'all finna get a lot of shit with Darkseid. And y'all finna be really fucking disappointed because you know why? You finna get the same,
scene.
Huh?
It's a post-credit scene.
If not, it's a post-credit scene, or it's that little shit you got where the Green Lantern was there, where they was like, the Green Lantern's in the movie. Remember that little bit of shit?
Uh-huh.
That's as much as you get. Also, so Zach showed a picture of Darkseid. Okay. Matter of fact, for those who are watching it, allow me to pull it up for you. Hold on, let me grab it. Cause yeah, you can keep talking. Cause I'm god.
I mean, you can call this a picture of Darkseid. It's a picture of a figure.
No. I'm about to post it up. I'm about to go ahead.
I know. I'm just trying to talk so that you can pull it up. And it's a poster of a figure that's a good amount away. And if you try to zoom in on it,
no, that ain't even it.
Oh, did they post another one?
So for people who are watching this on YouTube, this is the picture of Darkseid.
Oh,
so Darkseid looks like he is the final big boss at the end of Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. According to this, he looks like a Mayan. So, y'all know how we talked about Apocalypse? You know how we talked about how they seem to can't get certain Dr. Doom? This shit is terrible. This shit looks like what Apocalypse could have looked like if fucking Fox had put a little bit more hope into it.
It looks on par. It looks on par with what Steppenwolf looked like. It looks exactly what I would expect Darkseid to look like in that version of Justice League.
I don't fucking get it.
It is what it is, you know?
Again, y'all gonna get this? Let me tell you something. You're not gonna tell me, oh, it's supposed to be a 2-part movie. And Warner Brothers shrunk it to 1. Okay, that's fine. You're still not gonna get, you're gonna get this long version. Okay, it's 4 hours, whatever.
Do you think they, or never mind, finish your thought. It's
4 hours. At the end of the day, even if you put this shit in, I know a lot of people keep going, well, if you watch the director's cut of Batman v Superman, it's so much better.
Trash.
Do you know?
It's just longer trash.
Can you imagine if they didn't? Okay, let's say they fully didn't condense this, and instead of, because you weren't gonna get a 4-hour movie no matter what, it just wasn't. I don't know what the fuck y'all thought. You weren't gonna get 2 movies because you weren't gonna get 2 movies because at the time, and I'm coming right to you, B, because at the time, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame weren't a thing, so it wasn't a guarantee that it could happen. Mm-hmm. Remember. You got DC playing catch up to Marvel at this point. So them dropping 2 movies is a risk.
Yeah.
Because if you drop one and it doesn't reach what you get, because I don't care what nobody says, for the worst comic book movies, in a sense, in these universes, people still go see them. Mm-hmm. That speaks volumes about what Justice League was.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. So you get a 3.5-hour movie with cuts potentially. Do you think that makes it all better? Because you fill in some pieces now. Oh, now we get Cyborg story. Okay. And now we get the back stuff with Barry Allen and Billy Crudup and Kirstie Clemens. Okay. And that doesn't.
Do we want more with Ezra Miller right now? Because as far as I remember, Ezra's in some trouble that we don't want. Oh, is there? Did they clear all that up?
Ezra Miller's good. Look, they've already invested that he's the Flash.
Okay.
It's one of those, just stay quiet, let this shit die down. You all good. Right. I already know what that is. Let's be real.
Here's my question, and this is not anything about is it going to be good? Is it going to be there's rumors out there now that if it is 4 hours, that instead of a 4-hour long movie, you're going to get 4-hour long episodes. Do you put any credit into any of that?
I mean, I believe so, and this is why I believe that. So this goes back to subscriptions, because this way with 4-hour-long episodes, you have to have a subscription. Yeah. 7 days don't work unless you are one of those people that decide to be an asshole and make 4 different emails to keep getting 4 different subscriptions.
True.
Because it's either that's going to happen, people are not going to buy the subscription, they're going to fuck around and get they're going to share passwords.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But look, we're at an hour. I want to move on to some other stuff. All right, yeah. So Ruby Rose addressed her departure from Batwoman on Instagram. All right. She basically, because we all know she left. This is what she said in a post, quote, "Thank you, everyone, for coming on this journey. If I mentioned everyone, it would be 1,000 tags. But thank you to the cast, crew, producers, and studios. It wasn't an easy decision, but those who know. I did not want to acknowledge everyone involved and how big this was for TV and for our community. I've stayed silent because that's my choice for now. But I adore you all. I'm sure next season will be amazing also. XXX hangs up cowl and cape." Stop trying to. You can't polish this up. You can't. For those who know, yes, you didn't want to be the real active lead of a superhero drama. Yeah. You sat there and told people you didn't need this. You can go and be a feature star. You told people you didn't care about this. You wanted to work 1 or 2 days a week. That's not how that works when you're the lead of a TV show.
Yeah.
You cannot try to polish this up. Yes, Batwoman is a monumental move as a whole.
Yeah.
Not only is it a female-led superhero movie, it's the first openly lesbian female-led superhero show.
Yeah.
Not movie, excuse me, show. Yes, it's monumental. You just got a part of it because it would look good to your name. Mm-hmm. You didn't want to do this. You didn't really want to be a part of this. You never cared about it. It looked cool when you got to be a little guest in a couple of crossovers and you didn't really have to do shit, but you had to work with your own show. And you didn't want to. So stop trying to get that bullshit. For those who know, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. This is pretty much just all right, I gotta put out a statement. Let's let somebody write this up for me and we'll put it out. Boom. Okay. There you go. There's my statement. We're done. I'm moving on.
The crew and producers, the crew talked about how much of a headache you were to work with.
Yeah.
So stop it. All right.
I honestly think they should completely retool the show now. But that's my continuity issue. I don't like recasting people, so I think you need to completely retool it.
It's easy. You don't have to. So fucking easy. Crisis with the worlds merging. Some doppelgangers have appeared in the Earth Prime.
Yeah.
And different iterations. Now, some have been direct doppelgangers. Some, what we can do is say, this is a Kate Kane from another universe. She doesn't look like Ruby Rose directly, of course, but she's still a Kate Kane.
Yeah.
And that's how she fits in the fold. And for some reason, to other people, they don't pay. Because remember, everybody isn't awakened to everything. We've already established that in this Earth Prime. Everybody, only those involved in Crisis know everything. Because they even addressed it on Supergirl. If everybody knew what happened, people would go crazy because people are not the same person.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're going to say, well, Jay, it's been some weeks and months post-Crisis or a year or whatever. How do they do that? I trust in the writing and the direction of the CW now, the way they've been doing this.
You trust in the writing of Batwoman? Do you, Jay? Do you trust the writing of Batwoman?
Okay, I tried to sound nice.
Because I actually find enjoyment in the show. However, I don't trust in the writing of Batwoman. So bad.
I don't.
You were saying.
Okay, so. Yo, I love Legends of Tomorrow. What they just did with them being on TV. Shouts out to Katie Lotz and her William Shatner impression. She tried her hardest. And I love it.
I haven't watched that episode yet, but I keep seeing the promos for it. This looks incredible.
If you've talked to Katie, you hear Katie on the show, and if you've ever talked to her in person, like to hear her do that is like, that's Katie. Katie loves to have fun. So, again, I'm all for Matt Ryan as Constantine. Maisie Richardson Sellers can do no wrong in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the biggest love and crush on Tala Ashe, who plays Zari.
Oh, yeah.
She is like, and the thing is, I don't ever want to tweet it or really say it because I don't want to come off like every other creep that probably has said it. Like, I mean it like, yo, I would change my life for this woman. Like, I would be like the Boomerang song and I would give you my all. Like, they'd be like, yo, what happened? Yo, Jay went through a major life change. He moved to New York. He just started saying, I don't care about no other women in my life. I don't ever want to deal with anybody but just Tala.
He doesn't talk shit on Twitter anymore. It's
he don't
so
talk
weird.
Shit. He just literally comes on and give positive affirmations. That's all he does. Like, I just want to, like, I would be the best man I can be for her. So let's go into this next one because I know I got to get BC out of here soon too. So Stargirl has debuted on both the CW and the DC universe. If you have not checked it out, I did a non-spoiler review on the YouTube channel. Again, youtube.com/JAYWashington80 of the first 3 episodes that I was privy to see. Shut up, BC. So I was able to see the first 3 episodes. Winston Marshall and I have decided we're going to do the full reviews like we do Harley Quinn and every other DC Universe show. So those are coming. However, I'm going to talk about it here with BC. So, spoiler alert. If you ain't seen it, we'll talk about some things.
And again, I'm only halfway through episode 2. I'm really confused. But Jay, overall opinions. Are you liking the show?
It's shot beautifully.
Oh yeah.
It's cinematically shot first and foremost. I actually got into the story more than I expected to.
Okay.
I really didn't expect to care about Brett Basinger as Courtney Whitmore, but the way they did it makes you get it.
I like her. I think she has like this little spunk to her, and just like,
and that's what I'm saying. It makes you get it.
I like it. Yeah.
And her transformation to Stargirl works the way she becomes it because nothing seems weird. They establish she's a gymnast.
Exactly.
They establish these things. So when it comes, she's a good gym. She's not just any type of gymnast. She's a damn good gymnast. They established this.
Yeah.
Like, so when she starts being able to do certain things she can do, it's like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Luke Wilson, I think is fun. He's great in this.
I love Luke Wilson. I think he's great in everything he's in. He actually played my uncle in a movie once, so I'm always been a huge fan of Luke Wilson.
Okay.
Because you ever seen that movie Middlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about my uncle. So yeah. And Luke Wilson played basically my uncle.
Okay, so
family
moments. Beautiful.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. It didn't put me in any movies, Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so but here's my question. Here's what I don't understand, Jay. This thing started out 10 years ago, and it looked like it was maybe the 50s.
Okay.
And then it goes 10 years ago, 50s, present day, 2020. That math does not add up.
So unless they are present day is not 2020. That's the only thing I can think of.
What would present day be? Because everything they're looking at is at least 2000. So and the latest 10 years ago could have been was the 70s at the absolute fucking latest.
Okay, so
it's not the 90s.
Well, here's the thing. The only thing that really has the 70s look is the car that Luke Wilson drives.
And the superhero costumes. Those are some old ass.
No. And here's the reason behind that. The costumes can be. Remember, the JSA have been around for a very long time. So the JSA is not gonna, we talk about the JSA from the 40s, 50s, who've been around doing this. You even hear Luke Wilson basically start to tell how kind of long and how old and young he was when he met Starman. So I can get that. That's why the car is so old. The costumes, again, because the JSA is from like the 50s and whatnot. I can see that. I do completely, because nigga, I was like, wait, what? So because the JSA is old. Yeah, go ahead.
That shit just threw me off. I was just like, where's your math? Is McFly involved in this? What's going on? I was so confused.
I completely get it. It definitely, you're like, wait, huh? But yeah, you got to remember the JSA is not the Justice League. Remember, the JSA, even their logo looks old as fuck.
Yeah, but so, I mean, it's just that whole opening segment.
I'll jump out at the beginning and the opening. It will have you be like, wait, excuse me? Because by that definition, if that's the term I should be using, by that logic, excuse me, Courtney Whitmore should be 30.
Yeah, if not older. And Luke Wilson should not look like Luke Wilson still.
Well, Luke Wilson always has looked like Luke Wilson. Like he, you can tell. If you look at Luke Wilson throughout the years you've ever watched his acting career, he gets slightly older, but he looks the same.
Yeah, he gets a little older than Paul Rudd does, but not by much.
Exactly. Like people forget Paul Rudd is 53. Like
no, Paul Rudd's only like 22, 23.
Oh, okay. That's what you want to say? Okay. But yeah, so overall though, I like the show. I like the direction. I like this is the first time we've got the real use of legendary DC characters. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, yes, Legends introduced us to the JSA before, so that's nothing new. But a real Solomon Grundy, I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like you see him, but you don't see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, don't we see him? Because then he's locked up.
Yeah, but I think you're forgetting we did get Solomon Grundy in.
No. I am not.
But you really enjoyed the show. It was a good show, right?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, sir. because I know exactly what you're talking about. For those who don't know what BC is talking about, we got a version, a somewhat version of Solomon Grundy on Gotham. And no, that's why I said we got a real version of Solomon Grundy in this one.
Look, Gotham was
Because
the most true to tale.
Do you see his face in the first couple episodes of Stargirl? Like, I don't think you do.
No, I have not. No, I'm only again. No. I'm a half episode.
Yeah, if you only seen you're a half episode in the episode 2.
Yeah, halfway through episode 2.
That's where in the beginning, in the very first scene, you don't really see him, do you?
No.
Okay, you just see his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see his body. But that's Solomon Grundy for those who didn't know. And so we'll get a real version of him. But to see the JSA in that way, and again, like I said, we got it in Legends. I'm upset though. Yo, Joel McHale as Starman is not what everybody thought. I thought this nigga was gonna be a bigger part of the show. After the first opening 12 minutes, and that's it.
And goodbye. It was nice. Thank you. Take care.
It was cool when you hear the announcement like Joel McHale as Starman. You're like, yo, this is dope. And then you see it, and you're like, so that's it. That's all y'all gonna give us? Okay, all right. So
I bet if we go down the line, we'll get flashbacks and more stuff with them. But
I hope so. Yeah, because again, it's a good show. It's a very
it is. I am enjoying it. I'm liking it. It threw me off. It threw me, and I was like, I got to talk to Jay about this because this makes no sense.
Matter of fact, this is the reason I'm recording the podcast when I am. He was like, "Hey, listen, have you recorded yet?" I was like, "No, why? What's up? I need to talk to Stargirl." I was like, cool. All right. So that is all the news we've got for this week. Now I'm gonna go to some of my emails that I have in the Mad Titan Podcast email, which is madtitanpodcast@gmail.com, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call the hotline 818-276-6947, 818-276-69. Oh god, this is Nitro Cobra making me burp.
Feel free to write in and call in to Jay and ask all the Venom questions you want, so we can eventually just do the Venom Hour.
Your seat said it best for me. All right. So I got an email. I don't have any calls this week, but I do have an email. Shouts out to Fred Castillo for his email. And the subject of his email is, who gets a doc? Here's his question. Hey, Mr. J. Washington, I hope your shelter in place is going well. Too much time on my hands means some silly questions pop up in my head. For example, since networks have been showing these sports docs, I wonder which Marvel or DC villain or anti-hero would have the most interesting documentary. Also, which hero would you rather have a documentary series than an origin story? Thanks for taking my email, and I'll be listening. Fred Castillo. First of all, thank you, Fred, always for your emails. Man, they're very enlightening. They make you think. I appreciate you tenfold. Everybody else who listens as well. That's a good one, bro. Which Marvel or DC villain or anti-hero would have the most interesting documentary?
When I first heard you read the question, I was like, "Ooh, that's difficult." But then immediately went the one that would be the best. It would be definitely some kind of true crime, and it would be The Punisher.
But I think we kind of got that though. See, I think the problem with that is, and that's why I'm like, the hard part behind that is when you look at The Punisher, you've had a documentary. We've documented his story. We documented his life.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about like let's say like today, like looking out into the world, and we're like, there's a superhero out there, and we are sitting there watching this, like, and it's real. You know, the Punisher would be the one that you're like, oh, this guy's crazy.
No, but the problem is the Punisher would have to allow a camera crew to follow him.
True.
Do you understand what that sounds like? Frank Castle having a camera
unless it's a documentary about it's going through one of those things where it's victims or it's people that have seen him, like almost like a Bigfoot kind of thing, where they're like, yeah, he's out there and we've caught glimpses of him, but we never, and it's things like that. Like that could be creepy as hell.
I agree. I'm trying to think which DC villain, Marvel villain would make it interesting.
Another good one would be Joker. Locked up.
I thought about Joker, and just like he would literally let a camera crew follow him around. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about Joker, but I was like, wouldn't that be too easy to say?
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah, because he would let a camera crew actually follow him around. Mm-hmm. A documentary. Norman Osborn.
Norman. That'd be real interesting.
Because we don't know, we see different iterations of what made his full turn to evil, and by that's becoming the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
We never really discuss where his greed initially came from. How did the seeds that were sown to become this evil entity? We know about the formula, right? We know about the gas. We know about that. But these things that he's done in life, like we always hear that Norman Osborn is this staunch businessman and all these different things. Where did the concept for the glider come from? Because remember, the concept for the glider and the concept for a goblin, where did that come? We just know a goblin is the thing.
Yeah.
We never know why a goblin specifically.
Yeah.
I don't think in any stories it's ever told why a goblin.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it is either.
You see what I'm saying? Like we just know a goblin.
Yeah.
We just know a goblin on a glider. That's literally what we know.
Makes no sense.
No sense.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So that would be an interesting documentary, man. So thank you, Frank.
Robin, one of the Robins.
Tim Drake, My Life Before the Crowbar. Jason Todd. Jason Todd, My Life Before the Crowbar. Yeah. 24 Hours of Crowbar.
So Bruce Wayne just showed up at a school and was like, "Do you kids like violence?
What is the
Who
Eminem?
likes it the most? You come with me. Let's put you in spandex."
What is the Eminem? Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Do you want to swing from buildings just like my thighs is? Like, I don't know why it's thighs is. I don't know why I went to thighs. I just couldn't think of that.
Swing from buildings in disguises. God, come on, Jay.
All right. So again, that's all the emails I got. Again, if you want to email me, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to call, if you like the sound of your voice and you want people to hear your voice, get it in with me. 818-276-6947, 818-276-6947. And do not, by any means, listen to BC. Do not listen to the man who is known as Ben Cambell on Facebook.
Venom.
I am about to call you by your government name on here. I promise I am. I promise I am.
I will call you back by it.
Don't you do that. I would.
Don't you do that either.
Because I can finish this show without your ass. I can have you sitting here just looking at me. I can make it where you literally are just watching me finish the show, not saying shit. They be like, yo, how petty is Jay? He is. But thank you to everybody who's listened to this episode 61 of the Mad Titan Podcast. BC, I thank you and appreciate you, bro, as always. So before I go ahead and wrap this up, let me go ahead and, tell people about you, whatever.
You guys know you can follow me on all social media at Real Jackass BC, RealJackass BC. It's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. My TikTok is fire. That's true. My podcast, It Is What It Is with the Jackass, comes out every single Thursday on the Offshoots Radio Network, as well as cinelinks.com. And follow my YouTube, youtube.com/JackassNation, and Patreon, patreon.com/JackassNation.
All those different things. He said it so fast, you might have to slow the speed down on the podcast. Well, let me see if I can
some
do
people
it.
say I talk a little fast, but you listen a little faster. I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up, bitch. What, no 50? No 50? Really? No love for 50?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. You really should. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. That's my supervillain squad, man. I've been putting up a bunch of different thoughts on there about a lot of different things I haven't talked about here on the podcast. So please go join over to the squad. And speaking of the squad, I want to say thank you to all the members of my squad. To my newest member, Joe Crack, appreciate you. To my existing members, Adelia Chamberlain, Alberto Rios, Akeem J. Brown, AZ Badfish, Blue 87 Jones, Brandon Buckingham, California Joe, Christopher Connolly, Kasi Nachalobe, David Adams, DJ Snacks, Fanboy Cantina, Fillmore Pockets, Fred Castillo, Greg Morrissey, Hank Staley, Hillary Nellums, Jake Icavetta, James Smart, Jeffrey Chadorn, Jim Mason, John Mariano, LK, Marcus Kennedy, Marcus Burton, Mikey Lito, Paisley Darts, Randy Constance, Rudy Rueda, Samir Tesfaye, Steve Tozen, and the Prince That Wasn't Promised. Thank you for being producers of the Mad Titan Podcast. I appreciate you all. Please go ahead and join the support. It's only $5. It helps me grow this and build this. And in this time where work is pretty much cut off, I could really use the love. All right. Make sure you're checking out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80. Like I said, Winston Marshall and I already review Harley Quinn over there. We will be reviewing Stargirl coming up very soon, so please head on over there. And speaking of me and Winston A. Marshall, check out Blurs in the Hood. We go live every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Blurs in the Hood, youtube.com/Blurs in the Hood, and twitch.tv twitch.tv/blurredsinthehood, twitch.tv/blurredsinthehood. And make sure you go to the Blurreds in the Hood YouTube channel and check out the interviews we've done with the showrunners of Harley Quinn. We talked to all three, Justin Halpern, Patrick Shoemaker, and Dean Laurie. We got to talk to them all, and the interviews were so dope and so amazing. And you may hear a surprise about who you might hear in season 3. All right, so make sure you check that out. Again, rate and review this podcast. Please rate and review. Share this around. Get people caught up on the info. Let's have a discussion that a lot of people don't want to have because people be too bitch made to do it, or they want to worry about your feelings. I don't.
Worry about them.
But nah, I want to just keep shit real and A100 with y'all. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Again, throughout this crazy time, stay safe, healthy, and sane. And before I go, even on that note, these past few months openly have been a very trying time, not just for this country, but for Black men and women. There have been numerous videos of Black men and women being murdered, assaulted, of almost having their lives ended because of racism. There's no other way to say it. Plain, straight out racism. To go into a home just because it's a Black home and just shoot because you think automatically somebody's there because a suspect is there just to shoot without question or ask or acknowledging who you are, that's blatant racism because you just know what that suspect might look like and you'll just automatically assume. To have police officers kill a man who says he can't breathe on camera and smirk about it, that's a racist thing. To have another young man who was jogging, minding his own fucking business, and be lynched is a racist thing. And there's so much more, and these are just incidents we've seen recently. This has never slowed down. It's never stopped. It's never gone anywhere. I ask that you please, if you are a Black man or a woman, be safe. Take care of yourself. For my white friends, my white listeners who always ask, Jay, what can I do? Your voice is one thing. Your actions are another. You see some shit going wrong, you want to interject on other shit, interject on this. You want to interject about, different things that have a point, but that don't directly involve human lives being taken away, interject on this. Your actions speak volumes. Stay safe. If you want to hear my full thoughts on that, there's a video up on the channel. Holla at y'all later. We out. Bye.